This works best with a lacrosse ball, is now go find the edges that you couldn't get by stepping on it. So this is the area of the foot. If this is my ankle joint, I want to get right above the heel and below the ankle joint. I want to spend some time right in here. Some of you may have trigger points in there. Some of you may not. But what you're going to end up doing is taking that lacrosse ball and you're going to drive force down into the inside of your calf here. And what I want you to be doing is moving your foot kind of into plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. Plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, while you're driving this lacrosse ball down in. And I'm just going back and forth, looking for a knot. I got a tight little spot right here. I'm going to try and see if I can keep on it and then move my foot back and forth. Now, I kind of like this setup. This is kind of comfortable. But pushing into me is not. And what I'm going to end up doing is taking this lacrosse ball, and here's my shin bone right here. I can feel it. You can feel that. You're right on the inside of that, and you're working all the way up into the inside or the medial portion of your knee. So let's just go ahead and take 30 more seconds on this side. Right there, holy. That's some real stuff right there. And like I said, once you find that trigger, move your foot around. You're going to notice that all that musculature leads into your ankle joint. So why not give it its full expression? Okay, Alexa, set alarm for 1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
All right, let's go to the other side. Take your ball. Find your heel. Right in there. Soft tissue work. Like I said, if you guys got questions, you need to be chiming in. And I'll answer all of them at the end. Just a nice little pressure. How you would do this if you just had a foam roller is I'll take my foam roller and I would roll the top part of my calf. The inside is going to be really hard. I'm going to have to do something like this and get in on that inside. And it's no different than the lacrosse ball. As soon as you find a trigger point, I just can't put the weight. That's the thing. So I really like the lacrosse ball because I can drive down harder. And Alexa, stop. So I can find, Alexa, stop. So I can find those trigger points a little bit better. So that is some basic mobilizations for both your foot and medial side of your calf. So what I want you to do right now is take your hand and just move your big toe back and forth and see if you have good range of motion there. If you're missing range of motion, this is where a really good mat helps. And I guess what I'm skipping out on telling you, and I should stop myself, is once we do tissue work, we do some type of mobilization, whether it's the foam roller or the lacrosse ball, we really need to go into range of motion or positional stretching. We have to stretch it. So we just broke up that tissue doing these techniques, but now we got to give it what our body wants is giving a little bit of stimulus to the area. So you're teaching your body that, okay, I gave you this mobility, but now I got to earn it. I got to keep it somehow. So what I want to do is go both down, and this might be very difficult for some people, is go the toes this way. But what you end up doing is you're stretching all of these extensors of the foot. And you end up stretching some of this anterior calf musculature as well. So if you watch my ankle, I'm going to go out and in. And this one sucks, and this is why you probably want like a pad, but if you're going to follow along, first get toes down, And then I want you to go out and in. And then we're going to do the opposite. You're going to go full expression of all toes. Go over to the pinky toe. And then go over to the big toe. Play around with that. Alexa, set alarm for 1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
All right, so there's your timer. Go ahead and play with both feet. And like I said, you need to be doing both here and here. Play with that. Figure out what is tight. I'm tight right in this corner right here. Oh. So you runners out there that maybe have some tight anterior tibialis or anterior calf musculature tightness, take your foam roller. This is probably the best way of doing it. I like getting down. I can put a decent amount of weight right on a trigger point, usually right in the belly of that anterior tibialis is usually where most people are getting tight. But like I said, anytime we do mobility work, we should probably be doing some type of calf stretching. All right, Alexa, stop.